Welcome to the official Personality Guru. ENTJs become annoyed by people who are inefficient and don't know how to get things done. If someone is completely lazy and doesn't take care of important tasks, the ENTJ will become annoyed by this. They do best when they are around people who can properly follow orders and get things done to their high standards. When people blab about unimportant topics or things that do not pertain to the task at hand, ENTJ will become extremely aggravated by this. They prefer to remain focused on what needs to get done and hate when someone rambles about pointless topics. Today, let's talk about the ways to annoy an ENTJ. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to the official Personality Guru and ring the bell icon to get regular updates on our latest uploads. And if you like this video, click the thumbs up button and share it with your friends. ENTJs seem to invite admiration or conflict wherever they go because they have such intense, driven personalities. However, underneath their intensity and dauntless determination, they truly care very deeply about those close to them. They can be incredible listeners, challenging debaters, and intensely loyal friends. Most of all, they have an infectious determination to achieve their goals, which makes them not only great thought leaders but very inspiring friends and family members that will help you to achieve your own goals and ambitions. 1. Not being liked. For all their bravado and self-assuredness, ENTJs are terrified of not being liked by the people they respect. Though they will rarely admit it, this personality type does care about what people think of them. While they can often get carried away in the pursuit of being right all the time and proving themselves to be the best and most capable one in the room, this personality type has some vulnerabilities. They hate the idea of other people turning against them and try hard to keep others on their side. Don't make the mistake of thinking that ENTJs are invincible. This personality type has fears and insecurities as much as anyone else. They just look a little bit different. To fears, ENTJs should work on practicing patience, understanding, and generally, chilling out. 2. Be lazy. Being around laziness is a sure way to stress out an ENTJ. Life is meant to be lived to the fullest, and every moment should count. ENTJs are often driven by a single goal, and they will dedicate their lives to achieving it. Wasting time is a tragedy to an ENTJ, and they have a hard time respecting people who use their time carelessly. ENTJs generally don't care for a lot of leisure time, so don't be offended if they back at your idea of going on a cruise or binge watching a whole season of Game of Thrones. 3. Not getting their way. This personality type doesn't like the feeling of decisions going against them. They are used to getting their way and bending other people to their will. When they're placed in a situation where they have to compromise, it can be stressful. While most ENTJs will eventually get used to making compromises in their personal lives, at work and school, they avoid compromising as much as possible. Group projects, team building exercises, and joint presentations are all things that terrify ENTJs, unless they are in charge, of course. 4. Fuzz over them when they are stressed. ENTJs need some space when they're stressed out. When they are in the grip of their inferior function, introverted feeling, they often feel even more helpless and humiliated if forced to talk about their feelings. Later, when they've calmed down, you can talk to them about it calmly and in a straightforward way. But don't make a big deal out of it. ENTJs are often embarrassed if they have an emotional outburst or if they have been highly stressed. 5. Emotions. ENTJs are not terrified of emotions as much as they are terrified of emotional people. There is nothing more horrifying to an ENTJ than being confronted by an overly emotional colleague or friend, or any out-of-context emotions at all. Most ENTJs can't think of anything worse than having to have a difficult conversation about feelings. They squirm when they have to express their emotions and they hate sharing their innermost thoughts. This is not the personality type to come to you when you need a shoulder to cry on. 6. Try to control them. ENTJs are fiercely independent and like to be leaders and free thinkers. They usually make better bosses than employees in their natural position as in authority. This isn't to say you should just be their doormat, but that you shouldn't try to micromanage them or control them. Be your person and let them be theirs. but try not to control too many aspects of their life. 7. Administrative tasks. Of course, slowness doesn't just apply to people. ENTJs are also terrified of any activity or task that seems to be wasting their time. This includes tedious administrative jobs, waiting in queues, and anything involving airports. Administration and bureaucracy are the nemesis of the ENTJ. Why would they waste their time with form filling and box ticking when they have important ambitions to fulfill? 8. Debate using emotion instead of logic. Emotions are a wonderful thing, and they should not be dismissed or rejected. However, if you want to get on ENTJ's nerves, one of the best ways is to argue a point based purely on emotions and feelings without regard for logic and objectivity. ENTJs love a good debate, but they hate being stuck in an argument that revolves around the ever-changing emotions of the person they are arguing with. This can stress them out and make them feel frustrated and bewildered. Feelings and emotions are confusing to many ENTJs because they cannot be defined by logic or explained by rationality. If you do need to discuss your emotions and feelings with an ENTJ, try to do it in a non-threatening, non-debative way and be as direct as possible. 9. Slowness. Another fear of ENTJ is being stuck with excessively slow colleagues. This personality type is impatient and they are terrified of time wasters. Rooted in the ENTJ's fear of slowness is their hatred of laziness. They are easily frustrated by people they feel aren't invested in their work. The same goes for colleagues who deliberately procrastinate. If an ENTJ feels like a team member isn't pulling their weight, it will usually end in confrontation. 10. Ignore or dismiss their visions and goals. ENTJs are big-time dreamers and doers. Their ideas may seem crazy to someone more focused on the day-to-day, and they may even seem unrealistic. But chances are, they've put a lot of thought and logical consideration into their ideas. Don't be quick to dismiss their goals and dreams, no matter how outlandish they may seem to you. Take an interest in what their goals are, listen to them, and try to open up your mind to the possibility they are presenting. ENTJs are some of the most effective thought leaders in the world, and they despise not being taken seriously. 11. Carelessness. On the flip side, ENTJs are also terrified of carelessness. Despite their no-nonsense approach to dealing with other people, they always act strategically. Everything they do or say is motivated by a particular goal. They can tolerate carelessness in other people. Find someone with a slapdash approach to life and you'll find an ENTJ arch nemesis. This personality type hates sloppiness. Call them many things but never call them careless. 12. Oversensitivity. If you ask an ENTJ what their pet peeve is, it's probably oversensitivity. As a naturally assertive personality type, ENTJs find it difficult to deal with people who easily take things the wrong way. Many ENTJs will have experienced the pain of meeting someone for the first time and quickly realizing that they don't understand one another. The ENTJ type is known for being dominant and verbally aggressive, so they don't get on well with oversensitive people. ENTJs hate the idea of getting into trouble because of something they said without thinking. For ENTJs, having to be sensitive to the egos of others can be a major struggle. 13. Bad leadership. If there's one thing that puts ENTJs on edge, it's bad leadership. As the commander type, ENTJs are natural leaders. They instantly take charge and enjoy pulling a team together to achieve a mutual goal. When ENTJs are put into a situation where they have to work under bad leadership, they will become easily and instantly frustrated and even depressed. The effort of squashing their leadership skills and following someone who they see as incapable is a terrible combination for most ENTJs. What makes bad leadership worse is that it's usually unavoidable. In a work of context, you rarely have the option to choose your boss. That means that ENTJs are often powerless to avoid clueless managers, and their only option is to tolerate it. This could be one of the reasons why this personality type is overrepresented among small business owners. How about you? As an ENTJ or any other personality type, what are the ways to annoy you? Be sure to watch until the end and share your experience for a chance to have your comment pinned. 14. Lack of ambition. For the ENTJ personality type, goals, achievements, and ambition are some of the most important parts of their life. ENTJs live and breathe their ambitions, spending a huge amount of their time thinking and working on their goals. What that means is that ENTJs can't understand people who don't have ambitions of their own. It just doesn't compute. The idea that you can go through life with no aims or desires terrifies them. This is true both in personal relationships and at work. Whether it's a colleague who's content to stay in the same role for years or a partner who doesn't have dreams of their own. ENTJs have a really hard time with the lack of ambition. Before we continue, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give us a like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the official Personality Guru for more amazing videos. Don't forget to ring the bell icon to stay updated with our content. 15. Complaining. Wrapped up in their hatred of too much teamwork is the issue of moaning. ENTJs hate people who complain. They believe in knuckling down and getting on with a job, rather than whining. This personality type is not patient when it comes to feeling sorry for yourself. Expect to be given a step-by-step plan to help you find a solution to your problems and then be moved along. You won't find any sympathy in the ENTJ type.